Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day, incredible weekend, actually. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. I am doing pretty good. A little bit of a rough night here in the household. My wife got the COVID shot yesterday, and it took her down last night. So, not a lot of sleep going on. She was not feeling good. So, anyways, but I'm feeling good. Man. I'm ready to go for this shortened and this Thanksgiving week's always one of the weird weeks of the year, right? Because we got markets being closed for a day and a half. We've got everything set off. We'll see. Monday, Tuesday, today, tomorrow. Hopefully, should be normal. We'll find out.
Yeah, we sure will, man. I'm off those 2 days because, again, it doesn't make sense to me to be open, right? We should be off, but it is what it is. Friends, let's get to it. Our gappers list this morning, there is a ton of stuff in the green side of things. So, again, a lot of stuff green, as you can see here. And, of course, a lot of it also Bitcoin on this list today. But a couple that I have never seen and cannot recall at the top, like QMCO. I don't know what that is. SRRK, we'll look at higher end on the gap up list this morning, and then gapping down only 3 today, all ending with M, Zim, Zum, and TSM on here today. We'll see what was driving those down. Yeah, sounds like a book or something. But yeah, it's let's get to it. Peter, before we do that, let's look at what you have on deck for the U.S. economic calendar.
I feel like we're Dr. Seuss trading here today. All right. Not much. In fact, nothing at all. The day is pretty quiet. We've got no real economic events scheduled for today. The only thing this week, in fact, are the jobless claims, GDP and PCE, all happening on Wednesday. I thought I'd let you know. And then, of course, we've got the closure on Thursday, so where the markets will be closed all day. So yeah, today very quiet. From an earnings perspective, also very quiet. Not really a lot going on. Bed Bath and Beyond still surviving out there. Anyways, it had earnings this morning. Bath and Body Works. It's not Bed Bath and Beyond. They are not surviving. Bath and Body Works is the one I was looking at. And then we got a couple after the close. It might be interesting to see what Zoom does. And then tomorrow morning we got Best Buy and Dick's and a couple of retailers. But yeah, for today, quiet this morning. Quiet.
Yeah, it sure is. We'll see what we can pick off our gappers. We'll find something to look at and trade. But yeah, very quiet start to this short week. All right, let's take a look at our gappers list. First on here, QMCO, which is Quantum Corporation. So this thing is got going Friday, looks like. Friday had a big day continuing into today. Peter, what's the news on this one? I think we did look at this Friday.
We did.
We might have talked about this. Yeah.
Yeah, Friday. Maybe it was Thursday. It was one of those. It was either Thursday or Friday because I remember talking about Quantum Corp. They're just such a basic name. But anyways, they announced the next generation of their chipset, their data management AI solutions, the DXi 9200, which sounds awesome. I don't know how good it is, but it is good to say the DXi 9200, which of course is the new improvement over their DXi 9000. So, anyways, but that's what the news is for these guys. You're on mute, Carlos. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. Unmute that. Yep. Let me just make sure. Yes, there it is. All right, so yeah, again, they're in play. They're 4 million shares flow. They've been trading very nice over the last couple of days, so could be interesting here. I'm gonna put them on a risky pile, and we'll see where it goes from there. Risky pile for now, but again, it might not be the best trading stock here this morning. So yeah, let's put it on here. Hold on a second. I clicked the wrong thing. QMCO. There it is. Risky pile up 32%, 1.6 million shares traded. We'd love to see how that looks a little bit later. Next on the list is SRRK, and this is 67 million shares float. Definitely extremely light volume throughout the trading day on the daily here. So you can see how low this is. What is averaging? Let's call it 1.2 million. That's how low it is. So it's pretty low. Today, they have 283,000 shares traded, and they are up 30%. Is there any news, Peter, that might be good on this one?
I don't really see any news today. Last week, about this time, they had some news about a new grant they earned, but that was a week ago. Let's see here. They did provide an update on their program. They're investigating spinal muscular atrophy and obesity. Wait a second. What? How are those related? Anyways, all right. Anyway, yes, they had a medical update this morning. Maybe that's why it's moving. I don't. The name of this company is amusing me though. It is a Scholar Rock Holding Corp, which is a biotech. Did somebody just love the School of Rock and decided they wanted to name their company after it? It has nothing to do with that. It's a biotech, but they seem very confused. I don't quite know what's happening with this company, Carlos. Again, they're called Scholar Rock. They apparently are investigating both spinal muscular atrophy and obesity. Are they just like getting into the obesity game because everyone else is? I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'd have to read more about this, and maybe it's related. It's over my head if it is. I don't like the stock as a trading stock, anyways. So I could just move on.
Yeah, I don't like it here neither, so I'm going to skip on it. Next one, BBIO. This is 23 up 23% this morning, 1.9 million shares traded. Got some weird symbols here, and trading resume. Okay, looks like it was halted. That's what it is. Looks like it might have been halted today at some point as trading has resumed here as of now. But yeah, up this morning. I don't know how well this is going to trade. The float on this is not bad actually. It's 128 million. But again, the volume seems extremely low. Like their best days, you're seeing about 2 million, maybe 2.5 shares trade the entire day. So typically not a high volume as far as shares. I mean, today they're doing half of what they normally do on a regular day. So they are somewhat more active than what they are used to getting. Peter, any good news on this at all?
Yeah, the FDA approved their pharma True-B oral TTR stabilizer. I won't even try and say what TTR stands for because that is crazy stuff. But anyways, yeah, the FDA approved one of their treatments, and it would lead to about a $500 million contract with a number of hospitals. So good news for them as a company. For traders, I think it's a high risk option for today. I mean, it is Biotech Monday. We have to keep that in mind. All these biotechs, we seem to get a lot of these announcements every single Monday, right? So expect them. Doesn't mean that they trade well.
Doesn't mean they trade well, so we'll leave that one alone. Heading down to the next one, XCUR, XCUR. Look at the float on this one, 771,000. So extremely low float. The last couple of days, we've been getting some moves here from like $2 away to as high as 31 this morning. So Peter, this has been somewhat in play. I don't recall looking at this last week. Anything happening with XCUR this morning?
It looks like it. I like how I've got a press release that says Exicure has historically been an early stage biotech company, but basically in September they ran out of money and laid off all of their staff. And just about 2 weeks ago, they agreed to sell basically the assets of the company to Hytron for about $1.3 million. So that gives you an idea of the size of this company when you're selling you're selling whatever's left of the company for about 1.3 million. Anyways, I'm not sure why it's jumping this morning. Like this news again seems to be about 2 weeks old, although I do see a press release about it this morning. I'm surprised it even hit our radar, Carlos. It feels too small. Feels like it's just
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, it does feel too small. And even on here, you can see, hard to borrow. So again, I'm just going to stay away from that one. Be very careful, friends. QUBT is next. And this one here is up 20%, 11.8 million shares traded this morning. And this thing has been moving this entire week and last week. I'm sorry, last week and the week before that has been moving very well. It was like $1, maybe 50 cents, and now $7.35. Float on this is 74 million, Peter. Very active today. Was this another quantum computing
Yeah,
ticker?
what is it? Is it Quantum Day? We had QMCO, which is Quantum Corp, and now
Right.
QUBT, which is Quantum Computing Inc. So it's apparently you just need quantum in your name today, and off you go. But they do have some interesting news, I guess, that they Amazon Web Services, the big old AWS, launched a quantum computing advisory program. So they basically are leveraging this quantum computing's technology, and that's always good news when you partner with one of the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, always great news when that happens. That's for sure. All right, let's do one more. Then I'll stop here. I mean, this list is getting massive, as you can see. Some good names towards the bottom. We got Tesla. I see on there. I see Mara and some other Bitcoin tickers. MSTR, Piton back on the list. PLTR. I mean, there's a bunch of good ones down here that we do like to watch. But let's do one more here from the order of the list. BBWI, and this is just starting to get going up 20%. 503,000 shares traded. Oh, you mentioned this one, Peter.
I did.
Bath and Body Works. Yeah. So I'm just going through a list here. This is up 20%, man. Anything else to add on this one?
Just that it was earnings this morning. They did beat their numbers, so they did have a good earnings quarter, which is why they usually pop up. Unfortunately, this is sort of like all those biotechs we were looking at, meaning they're not usually that nicely tradable. So, I mean, if the volume continues here this morning, maybe we've only got 500,000 shares. The price action has sort of smoothed out over the last few minutes, but I'm still not that excited to see it trade again. If this doubles again, the number of shares between now and the open, then maybe I'll keep it on my list. But otherwise, I'm probably just going to move on, and we'll stick to the normal stuff like Tesla, like you were talking about. But it's moving this morning.
Yeah, I agree. I want to watch this. I want to hope that there can be something we could trade on this one. But again, it's been so bad. I'm going to put it here on the secondary just because, man, it looks good today. Like if you look at the numbers, 526,000 up 20%. We're up $6 from from the low of the pre-market. Could be interesting, but my hopes are not too high as far as how well it's going to trade. All right, we'll stop here. We'll look at some good ones here, like Tesla, some other ones as you guys call them out. But Peter, what do you have on deck this morning that maybe we haven't covered that you want to go over?
Well, we got to talk about Tesla, and even if it's sort of indirectly, we got to talk about Elon. So it'll be interesting to see what Tesla does. Tesla's gapping up so far this morning, 2%, with 8 million shares traded. So as we all know, probably by now, Tesla was nominated as one of the co-heads of the new Department of Government Efficiency, the so-called Doge department, which, by the way, is not, I'm not sure, we're not exactly sure how it's going to function or how it'll operate. But interestingly, over the weekend, yesterday, Elon took to his own platform, X, and declared that fighter jets are passé, and that why is the U.S. paying anything for fighter jets? It should all be drones. Eliminate manned piloted jets. His direct quote, he says, meanwhile, some idiots are still building manned fighter jets like the F-35. Sort of a bold statement. Elon's not afraid of taking anybody on, but you take on the U.S. military, specifically the Air Force, and declare all fighter pilots idiots, indirectly, I guess. That's I don't know. I mean, to take on the military, it's there's a lot of power there. I mean, I get that's the sort of the job, but he's starting with some fighting words. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with this. There's no. I mean, obviously that doesn't have any direct impact on Tesla, except that it's Elon. So when he starts talking, usually the stock listens. What it does do, it might be interesting to watch Lockheed Martin's stock today, because that F-35, of course, is a Lockheed Martin product. And look, I mean, love jets or hate them, they are very expensive, and Lockheed Martin presumably makes
Ridiculous
quite a bit of money
expensive.
off of
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you might want to watch it just to see if the stock takes a hit. Now, I'm looking at it this morning. LMT, by the way, is the ticker for Lockheed Martin. And really, we've got no volume. And I mean, it's down like 1%, but this is on what? 10,000 shares. So Lockheed Martin is a nicey stock. It's not moving much before the market opened. So it might be interesting to see if it has any impact. I don't know. Like, it's hard to know, whether we should take that seriously. I don't think Lockheed Martin's, nervous. There is an existing contract, so any impact would be presumably at the end of the contract. Usually cancellation penalties are pretty severe in especially large contracts like that. So, yeah, I mean, anyways, it was sort of an interesting comment that happened over the weekend. It'll be interesting to see if more of this occurs, which, so then what's the stock? You're going to start watching all of these, different companies that are impacted, because we have to keep in mind, government contracting is massive business in the US, right? I mean, most senators get elected based on how much business they bring to the state, and a lot of the contracts that they're able to garner, I guess, out of the feds. So, as DOGE, this Department of Government Efficiency, starts making statements, whether you like the statements or not, it's worth paying attention to them to understand which companies are potentially impacted by these statements. Lockheed Martin seems to be the first one to take a little punch in the arm, and we'll see what happens. So, anyways, that I thought that was sort of interesting news coming up from yesterday. Other than that, Carlos, yeah, I mean, basically all of the Magnificent Seven are green. A fair amount of green on my screen this morning. Apple, Meta, Microsoft, they're all sort of gapping up, but not by much, not with much volume. In fact, almost the volume's a little light today overall. And I would sort of expect that. Like we mentioned at the top of the show, it is a holiday week, or at least later in the week. We have got the U.S. Thanksgiving, which means the markets are closed all day Thursday, and they're only open until 1 o'clock on Friday. They always do that after the big holidays, right, where the markets open a half day the next day. So the markets will be open Friday from 9:30 until 1, and then they close for Friday afternoon, and then they're closed on Thursday. So we got this weird little half day in there. Instead of just closing 2 days, they make the Wall Street traders come in for the half day. They make us come in for the half day. But anyways, so yeah, this week, Wednesday are normal trading days, but I would expect volumes to be a little bit lower as Wall Street sort of eases into this holiday. We often see volumes after the opening bell. Like, the open should be normal, right? The open will be the open. It usually is. But we'll probably see volumes sort of taper off relatively quickly in the afternoons this week. That's my expectation. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. We sure will. I'm going to add Tesla to our list. I do like the daily here, the way that's setting up. And you have Nvidia, which is fun to watch. So I'm going to add that one as well. So we'll take Nvidia and we'll add it to the list also here. Right now, tons of volume, 6.6 million. Pretty flat right now. What's in the red? Down at 141.10. Is making its way up here, $1 from the pre-market lows already. So I like that one. Let's see where it goes. So Tesla and Nvidia on my list so far. You can look at the other ones: Apple, Microsoft, Meta. Any of the Magnificent Seven are always fun. But these two, I think, are my favorite out of the seven. Peter, what are your favorite out of the seven? By the way, Tesla and Nvidia are up there, and maybe a third is Apple. How about on your end? What is like your go-to on those big boys?
Well, you just mentioned it. That's exactly my list, right? Tesla and Nvidia far and away. In fact, if I had to order them, Nvidia, then Tesla, then I would put Apple. Those are the three that I watch the most, and then sort of the rest of them. take it or leave it, right? Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, they can trade okay on certain days. Most of the time, I watch them out of interest, but not to actively trade them. Microsoft probably a little more than the others, to be honest. But yeah, that's how I'd rank it.
Yeah. All right, there you go. All right, guys, let's take a look at what's gapping down. Only two now. So we have a ZIM, which again doesn't trade very well. We've seen this ticker on our list plenty of times. Loves to gap up and down. Lately, it's been moving up, but just recently, over last week, getting a really nice sell-off and dropping down quite a bit here. So down 6.1 this morning, 742,000. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, Peter. I mean, it just it doesn't trade well. I haven't had any success with it. And I know you don't like this one either, but any news? This is just carrying over from last.
Yeah, last week they had their earnings. I think this is just a carryover from that because I don't see anything new on it really today.
Yeah, so we'll skip on that one.
You did get
XPEV down
actually,
2. Yeah.
No, I see here that they got an upgrade, but I don't know. I don't normally trade that. They got an upgrade from Barclays, who increased their price target on Zim, but yeah, I just noticed that. Sorry, that's it.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Take a look at XPEV. XPEV this morning, we are down 2.1, 370,000 shares traded. Again, not seeing anything overly explosive here. I think we'll find better things to look at. Just a slight gap down, but not anything significant on XPEV. All right. That covers our gap down, Peter. Anything on the gap down this morning that might not be on here?
Very little is gapping down today. Like I said, pretty much everything is gapping up. Interestingly, you mentioned XPEV, Neo, LI, all these Chinese auto manufacturers, the EV manufacturers, they're all gapping down, which I find interesting. Late last week, the president of XPeng said that they were heading towards a break-even year for the first time. I thought that would be good news, but the stock has not really reflected that. Carlos, it is feeling like sort of a little bit of a buoyant day. I mean, at least so far the market's up in the last, since we started the show here, in the last 15 minutes, the SPYs moved up quite nicely. The Qs have moved up quite handily. So maybe we're going to hold this into the morning and people will be enthusiastic. Lower volume, like I mentioned, but enthusiastic. I'm okay with that, right? Let's pick a direction and go with it. That'll that's fine. Gives us some fun trading at the open.
Yeah, absolutely. One we didn't talk about on the gap upside of things is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we'll look at Mara. I mean, you guys know which one I like. Mara and Coin are my two favorite ones on there. Yeah. And of course, I'll be looking at MSTR for fun. I like looking at this one. I think it trades wild. We saw some interesting trading last week on it. Go ahead, Peter.
No kidding. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Some very interesting trading. We should talk about Bitcoin. A very disappointing weekend for Bitcoin. Only in that, I was thinking this weekend might be the time where to put over 100,000. By the way, as our good buddy and friend of the show, Jared, was saying Friday, he reminded me, I didn't realize the thing that I looked at for Bitcoin prices is actually a Bitcoin futures tracker. And because I had said, Bitcoin hit $100,005, it did not. It still has not broken over 100,000. And what I was looking at does not accurately reflect the price of Bitcoin. So that was my bad. So we're still not there. We have not hit 100,000. It just sort of, I don't know, didn't do much over the weekend. Very, very quiet. So we'll see if maybe this week, maybe they can get some excitement in that. I'm not sure. But anyways, we got to go into our actual Bitcoin stock prices. The hashtag BTC, which is what I was looking at. Again, I thought it's an approximation, but I can't use it to exactly tell you what the Bitcoin price is. So
yeah, I used to just end up Googling.
I was wrong.
And the hashtag BTC for me doesn't even come up anymore. It used to. No, it just doesn't come up here. Yeah, I don't know why. I gotta call and find out what's up with that. But yeah, it doesn't come up here. All right, friends, let's take a look at what you guys like this morning. Let's see over here. Who do we have? Well, actually, I was gonna add Mara. That's right. I was gonna add Mara. and coin to my list. And I also have MSTR. So MSTR is also on deck here. This is for fun. I like to see how that plays out. But coin and Mara are usually my two cryptocurrency plays here that we have. So, all right, let's take it to the room, guys. Let's see what you guys like this morning. Where's my chat? Here we are. RKLB. RKLB. We saw this last week sometime. Yeah, Rocket Lab has come up a couple of times on the gap up list. I have not really kept up with it, Peter. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it. What's your thoughts on it? Are you watching this one today?
It's got some attention over the last few days, the last week, maybe I should say. I mean, they did have an announcement this morning that they got a $24 million, $23.9 million incentive award to boost their manufacturing. So that's always good, I guess, when they get government funding to help. They were talking about there was a profile article on their CEO saying the next Elon. Anyways, so I'm not sure if that's if people would consider that a good thing or a bad thing, a badge of honor or a warning. You never know, right? Depends on how you perceive them. They say the line between brilliance and insanity is very thin. So yeah. Anyways, so a little bit of news. Rocket Labs, as you can see, I mean, it's been on the move for the month of November. Very good month for Rocket Labs overall. As it's if you invested back in October, you're more than double, 2.5 times your original investment price. So you're feeling happy. But other than that, I haven't watched it as a trading stock, Carlos. I don't know if you've watched it intraday. I don't really know how it trades, to be honest. I don't feel like it's a great trader, but I mean, looking at it here Friday,
I have not watched it.
Yeah, it doesn't look that interesting.
No, Friday was brutal. I think they had a better day on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday was a little bit nicer, but yeah, same here. Lately, I have not been watching this one, so I'm not a big fan of it. So I'll keep it off my list. But again, it is somewhat in play here. You got good volume. It is gapping up. It's been very active over the last couple of days, more than what it usually is. Let's take a look at SMCI. It's one of our favorites. Let's see what they're doing today. So SMCI this morning, man, they continue to somehow gap up again here, so slowly but surely making their way into this gap down window that we have here today. They're up 7%, 6.3 million shares traded, and these guys, they can trade very well. They had a great opening on Friday. Sometimes it could be choppy, but they had a really nice pop here on Friday, and then this happens a lot where in the middle of the day they just go quiet. Look how bad this was into the afternoon parts of the day, but they had a solid open. I do like SMCI. I like the way they set up for 5-minute ORB, so I will have them on my list. Up 7%, 6.3 million shares traded this morning so far. So I'll be on there. Thanks for mentioning that one. Tunde, ACK in our chat is giving us PLTR. Nice gap up today, 4.3, 3.7 million shares traded. I mean, this stock at 46 is the beginning of November, right? Just crawling its way out of here. Did a consolidation here between 64 and 62, and now we're getting a beautiful breakout above the recent highs here. So that looks nice. Man, PLTR is, this looks good. Year to date, these guys were at $20.17 at 67 today. I like this one, Peter. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, PLTR is actually a good one to keep an eye on. It does move fairly well. I like the volume. I like the way it's moved over the last little while, and you can get some decent moves. Not every day, but often you can get some decent moves on it. So no news on it today that I see. Nothing particularly putting it to the forefront of the news, but just based on its average daily sort of price action, I think it's worth putting on your list.
Yeah, I like them today. PLTR will be on the list here. 3.8 up 4.3 looks very, very nice. We'll see how the market open treats this one. All right, what else, friends? AMD potential breakout. Let's take a look. AMD. I mean, AMD's it's just been stuck here. It's just like boom, 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 boom. Not really. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if potential breakout. Yes, but all these days have been potential breakouts, and it hasn't really giving you that. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Peter. You're the AMD expert here.
Yeah, it is at the top end of that range. So yes, it looks better today for a breakout than it has in the last 5 or 6 days. But like Carlos said, doesn't mean it's going to happen. I don't have any particular expectation that it's going to run today, but I'll watch it. I always do. Keep an eye on it just in case. But yeah, looks okay, but you just never know. It really has not done much, even when it is moving intraday. It's only been okay. Nvidia has been a much better trading stock.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally different offering. Eric in our room has mentioned BBIO. I don't think we looked at BBIO, did we, Carlos? But the news is very familiar here. They seem to have the
no,
same
I don't
news
think we
as
did.
one of the other. So we looked at some other biotech, because this is about this TTR stabilizer thing that the FDA approved it. I thought it was a different company that we looked at with a different name. I'd have to even go back to our own recording and see what it was. But anyways, they seem to have news that the FDA approved a new oral treatment for cardiomyopathy. And that's always, it's good news for them. But they got 2 million shares and are, sort of gapping up here a little bit pre-market. I don't know, that it's going to trade super, super well, but it could, I suppose. But again, what I'm really confused about is why. I'm sure I looked at a different offering that had the same description, but I closed my windows.
Yeah,
I don't
I think
normally
we
do that
did look
until
at
after.
this one because this one
I
has
don't know. Now
trading
I'm all
resume. I think
confused.
we spoke about that. Yeah, yeah. We'll have to look at the recording
Okay.
of this own show here. I think we did look at BBIO. Yeah, I think we did. All right.
Okay.
Either way,
All right.
doesn't look good. I don't like it, so I'm gonna skip on it. Okay. All right. What else, friends? Let's take a look here. Christy, you're giving us Wolf. We'll do that one. Then we'll pick some off from YouTube, and then we'll see what's happening for this week on community events. And so this shortened week. Wolf up 9.6, a million shares traded. It's in play today for sure. Friday had a decent day, looks like, and without seeing the live action, looks like the intraday looked very nice and very clean here. So if you're watching this one, you could have made out pretty good there. Got decent volume, 33 million. Can continue today if the momentum is still there. The volume in the pre-market is there. That's for sure. These guys normally don't get this type of volume in the pre-market. So you're seeing a little bit of that there, up 9.1. Peter, I don't think we spoke about Wolf on Friday, but what is driving them? Is it earnings or what's going on with these guys?
No.
Let's take a look.
I mean, I see that they made an executive appointment. Melissa Garrett has been appointed as senior vice president and general counsel. Whoa, what was that word? General counsel. That's what I'm trying to say. Lawyer, the big muckety muck lawyer for Wolfspeed. So, anyways, so that's a good appointment. I mean, hey, she's got to be happy if the stock was jumping on the base of that announcement, because I don't really see any other news. So, good for her, and I guess good for Wolfspeed. I don't. Carlos. This has been on our list relatively frequently. I've still never really watched it. I mean, it's a semiconductor, but compared to some of the other semis, I'll always go back to our favorites before I usually pick one of these guys up.
Which one is that one? Which one?
I
missed it.
The Wolfspeed.
Oh, Wolf. Oh, yeah.
Wolf. So, anyways, yeah, that's the news on it.
Yeah. Okay, there you go, friends. Let's take a look at ARM over in our chat. So this one here, we watched this a lot when it was all these new companies just kept coming out of nowhere. Say, oh, Nvidia had a stake in them, and it just kept, like, every week was a new company that Nvidia was somewhat putting their hands on, or at least has some connections with. Since then, that was back in April, May timeframe. I haven't really looked at ARM. I mean, Nvidia's just giving you everything you need. With the volume and the movement and all that good stuff. So as far as this one, I'm not sure today. The volume is extremely light, only 110,000. So that's got to get better. And it probably will at the market open. But again, this has been one where we're just going to go straight to the guys that trade well, and that's going to be Nvidia. Hopefully AMD, if it can break out. You even have, in some cases, I mean, we've seen even TSM in this sector have a couple of really breakout days, and these guys are horrible when it comes to intraday trading, but even these guys have traded slightly better than ARM. But again, they're sitting here. We'll have to see at the market open if there is any kind of breakout that's going to take place here. But right now, I don't see anything that looks overly exciting on this one at the moment. All right, friends, let's stop here. Oh, one more. Let's take a look at Hood. Hood is moving. It's just crypto stuff, right? So if you like Hood, I will be. I don't know if they have any individual news. If you like the way they trade, you could definitely look at them. I mean, I'm gonna be looking at Coin Mara, even MSTR. MSTR is just wild. Can give you some opportunities. Hood is also moving. It's a lot of these companies. If you look at our gappers list and you go through it, especially towards the middle here where Mara is sitting, there's a lot of Bitcoin type tickers on here that are going to be a Choice Coin, CLSK, Clean Sparks. There's a ton on here. Hood is, I think, it's one of them. I don't think they have their own news, Peter, this morning. So I'm going to assume it's just crypto today.
Yeah, they sort of did. I mean, the SEC Commission Chair, Gary Gensler, is stepping down. I think he's retiring. Anyways, but the current SEC, the head of the SEC, is stepping down, and the Robinhood's chief legal officer. We seem to be talking about general counsel, chief legal officer, corporate legal types. Anyways, are in the news today. Robinhood's chief legal officer, a guy named Dan Gallagher, people were speculating that he potentially could be in line for that role. Now, he'd previously done the job, but says he's probably liking the pay in the private sector a lot better. And anyways, he said he's not interested. Not interested. Thanks, but no thanks. So he's doesn't look like at this point he's going to worry about trying to take that job, and that would sort of make sense. It would be awkward to go from the SEC to private sector back into that, but probably be the last job he'd take, right? So I'm willing to bet he's willing to keep the good paydays a rolling in the private sector. So other than that, Robinhood did get an upgrade. They did get an analyst upgrade this morning. Morgan Stanley upgraded them with a significantly higher target price. Their previous price had only been $24, which of course is lagging the current price. They've raised their target price all the way up to $55 on Robinhood. So that's another bit of news on them this morning. Don't normally trade analyst upgrades, but if it moves Hood, then so much the better. When you get lower volume days, sometimes the sort of second tier news can move things a little more than they would on a normal day.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. All right, friends, let's stop here. I mean, I like my list this morning for the way the Monday's setting up. Tesla looking to go higher here. I have Nvidia, tons of volume. So pretty much flat right now. Mara and Coin. I'll probably just keep one of those two. SMCI and PLTR. I mean, we have a nice list to start the week. Peter, take us through what this beautiful community is having this week. I know it's a shortened week, so some times might have changed or things rescheduled, but let us know what's happening this week.
Yeah, quite a bit has changed this week. And like you said, shortened week, which means we're going to have fewer webinars on slate as all of our friends in the U.S. take a well-deserved break and some time off, as do the markets. However, today things are unchanged. We've got two learning sessions for you, the opportunity, whether you're a new trader or an experienced trader, hopefully you'll take advantage. We have our DAS Pro setup session that happens at noon with Brendan. It sort of will help you with any configuration question you have on how to use the DAS platform. Over the course of the week, we get lots of good questions in the room. And if you didn't get them answered, or if you got some answers that you think would help others, why don't you join and share that information with everybody else so you can pick up some good tips and tricks. So even if you don't think you need them, but you use the DAS platform, I would suggest joining this session at noon with Brendan in the onboarding room today. Carlos, then tonight we'll be doing our new members onboarding. If you just joined the chat room, if you just renewed your membership, might want to go in there, get a refresher on all you can get out of the community. That's at 8 o'clock this evening, once again in the onboarding room. On Tuesdays, we'll still be doing our session on strategy and trade book. It is an early session this week, okay? So because Eamon's delivering it, he's going a little bit early. And that's going to be at 5 o'clock Eastern. That's 1 hour after market close tomorrow, Tuesday, November 26th. And he's going to talk about how to trade using a multi-time frame perspective. So he uses multi-time frame analysis for all his trades. And it's been very, very powerful and lucrative for him. So it's well worth paying attention to that and understanding how he does it. So that should be a good session at 5 o'clock on Tuesday. next Tuesday, December the 3rd, John Hiltz will be taking over, talking once again about his high of day break strategy and how he trades that. He trades one strategy, but he's perfected it. So it's worth understanding how has he put the, the fine details together to be able to trade that day after day so successfully. That will be on Tuesday, December 3rd, back at our usual time. Okay, so normal time for that one, 8 p.m. Wednesday, we normally do our psychology and bookmap session. So this Wednesday, it's Thanksgiving, which means we do not have a session. So there's no Wednesday psychology session this week. All right, everything's closed. Next Wednesday on December the 4th, Dr. Kenneth Reed will be taking over, and he's going to talk about how you can trade the open with an open mind. So that'll be his session on Wednesday, December 4th at 8 p.m. And likewise, our Wednesday bookmap session that normally happens, again, wait a second. That's our, Wednesday bookmap session. I think that one's happening, though. That one is happening. So Wednesday bookmap will be happening at noon on Wednesday, since we're trading during the day. But again, once the closing bell happens, we'll shut it down. Now, our Thursday mentorship, like I said, everything is closed on Thursday. So there is no mentorship happening, right? Not during the day, not in the evening. All of that is closed for this week. So we will come back to you with our mentorship sessions next week, although we'll have to take a look at that schedule, because next week we've got our big event, which is on for those of our lucky members that have decided to join us in Colombia. We had a briefing session on Friday night. It's going to be very exciting. A lot of us are going down to Colombia. We're going to be doing trading live in Colombia as a group. We're all getting into sort of one location. We'll be trading out of the mansion, and then we'll be doing tours and stuff in the afternoon. So it should be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to that. But I want to remind you, of course, no mentorship happening this week on Thursday. If you want to join us in the Bear Bull community, we've got our number of membership options. Take a look at our website, bearbulltraders.com, and you can find all the information you need from our basic right up to our Diamond Elite, which is your best deal. So check it out. And if you want information on the markets anytime, it is not closing for Thanksgiving. It will be open. That's tradingterminal.com. It's the place to go get information on the markets. It's built by active traders for active traders. So the intent is that it's got everything you need in a one-stop shop. So check it out. We do have a Black Friday sale going on there. We got 50% off all courses under the Academy. Everything's free in here except for some of the courses in the Academy. And those Academy courses, again, there's some free stuff and then there's some paid stuff. The paid stuff is well worth it in my humble opinion. But check it out. It's all 50% off. Whether you want Thor's course or Paris's very popular tape reading course. It is a very in-depth course, by the way. You absolutely get your money's worth of that. Now that it's 50% off, you really can't go wrong. If you really want to understand how to read the tape, there's a lot of information out there, but it's hard to consume often. Paris has really put it together with examples and detailed training. He takes you through dozens of hours of information on how to read the tape in depth. And if you've watched Paris's trading in the morning, I mean, he does it to perfection. So you really want to understand what he does and how he does it. So if you're interested, go to tradingterminal.com, go to the Academy, and you can currently get Paris's course for 50% off. So all right, guys, let's go set some levels. We will be live trading this morning, so we'll get our live traders up and running. We have to set the alarms off and get them woken up there on the West Coast and give them some coffee and get them here. So, Carlos, why don't we do the levels first? Then I can tell everybody what our moderators are watching, and we'll get going.
Absolutely. I'm looking at Sava. It always interests me. I find it very interesting how these stocks move, right? So for example, like here, this stock hasn't been doing anything at all, right? In November, nothing. Volume extremely low, nothing happening. Then 2 days before this breakout news of their Alzheimer's drugs, I think, failing, you start getting this increase in volume. Like, who knows what here, right? What made you guys trade this thing and bail out? And then today, we're down 81%. Like, it's just, and that happens a lot. I see this a lot where, technically nobody should know about that news, right? But it's just, makes you wonder. All right. Not insider nor insider trading, but it's just interesting how that happens right before a collapse of some serious data here.
81%. So, they're down almost 82% right now. That is yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Horrible.
Wow.
Horrible. So, but
Yeah.
and pay attention to this. I see it all the time. Like someone here is leaking some stuff, man. People are getting out, doing whatever they have to do before this happens. All
Well,
right, there it
if
is.
they did leak it, they can just
Mhm.
claim they forgot. That's a bad Alzheimer's joke.
Yeah, I don't
Anyway,
know. You're
right.
gonna get some emails on that one.
Yeah, probably. But anyways,
Man. Yeah. Listen, we have a very close friend that's going through this now, and she's still at the point where she knows she's forgetting things, like so she's conscious that she has a problem, right?
mm,
And the way we cope with it is, we have a good laugh, and she's part of the making the bigger jokes, right? But yeah, she's not at the point where it gets bad. Obviously, my grandmother died from that. It gets really bad, but it's a shame. It's a shame we don't have a solution for this. But yeah,
yeah,
guys, it's
it's not fun.
not looking. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. It gets ugly at some point. But she's at the point where it's still. I hate to say it, but it's still somewhat funny because she knows she's losing it a little bit. But she makes fun of it. So we kind of we're at a good point right now. But it will eventually get to
Good.
where we don't want it to get. But yeah, we just enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, man, and just create the memories while you still can. All right, friends, here's what we have: Tesla, Nvidia, Mara, Coin, SMCI, PLTR. I have a ton on here for a Monday. Not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we could do levels for 6 here. Let's do Tesla. Pretty easy on Tesla here. Towards the bottom, you're pretty much set. Highs and lows for the last 2 trading days there. We're going to mark down the low of the pre-market at 356.67. And then towards the top, we're going to look at 362. We're making the pre-market high right now. So that might not stay there. We'll come back and look at that in a few minutes. But let's look to the left here. Obviously, we've been higher on Tesla, right? I'm sure we are. Are we all-time highs already? No. We've been higher. What is all-time high for
Yeah, we've
Tesla,
been.
by the way? 400. Man, this stock's just, when you think it's like gonna fall apart, they're not selling cars. Elon doesn't know what he's doing. He's not advertising. He should advertise. He should do this. He should do that. This guy's, just a couple of bucks from all-time highs again
For
after splitting a couple of times.
yeah,
I mean, just
yeah.
insane. Oh, the Cybertruck doesn't work. It's never gonna come out. It comes out, and I mean, it's just wow. Got to give it to him. Got to give it to him. All right, 382. It's another level down here, and then towards the top, in case we do get really going here, we have 396. So 2 levels towards the top there, off our daily, going back towards their close to their all-time highs here. All right, let's take a look at Nvidia. Nvidia right now surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. Here, there is a level that's not listed by the highs and lows. We're going to mark it down. 144.83 is a good one. A couple of days slamming into that. And then below this, you do have the big support that we've been able to hold over a week or so, even more actually. It's around 140, 113. And then below that, in case we do drop, we're going to mark down 139. And also we have down here 137.17. So that is Nvidia for you. Highs and lows are pretty much the lowest actually. Hitting the support area here. You just got to mark down the pre-market high at 143.46. Here is Mara. I have Mara and Coin. They both actually look. You know what? I was gonna take one off, but they both actually look pretty good, especially Mara here breaking out. Mara at high of the pre-market at the moment, 27.74. So we'll slam a level there. We'll look to the left. Our most recent high, we're above that now. That's at 27.28. We'll put a level there just in case we do bounce back and forth here. But above our pre-market high, we're going to February-March timeframe, and we're going to look at 29.08, and then we're going to look at 30.65. So once we do that, you're pretty much set there. And highs and lows for the last 2 trading days towards the bottom are doing the job for you. Coin, on the other hand, is more stuck in the highs and lows. So if you look at the levels here, it's actually slamming into Friday's high, right? So as the high of the pre-market, and then you do have your highs and lows surrounding the price action. I'm going to mark the level at 321.05. Once you do that, I think you're pretty much set on Coin. I do like how we're just kind of look at the range, kind of hanging out here with a very, very large range, by the way. It's like 330 to 290, right? So it's just kind of been hanging out here, getting some decent volume. So we'll see how today plays out for Coin. SMCI continues to inch higher and higher. High of the pre-market this morning is sitting at 35.94. We're trying 35.88. We're trying to test that right now as we speak there. And then towards the bottom, you do have the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, previous day close. I mean, it's all down here. You do not really need to add anything else towards the bottom. You're pretty much set. And then towards the top, you're going to have 37.88. It's a great level up there as well. All right, PLTR breaking out nicely here, guys. Up 4.3 million shares traded. So definitely doing good this morning. Our high of our pre-market is 67.29. So we'll slam a level there. 67.29. There it is. Towards the bottom, tons of levels, highs and lows, previous day close. That's all in there for you. And we're gonna go back. When's the last time we were up here? Is this all-time highs for PLTR? I feel like everything is hitting all-time highs. Look at the monthly. It is. It is. Let me see.
It is, I think,
yeah. It is. Look at this. Look at the run this year. $15 up at 67 this month alone, which is not completed. They got a couple of days still. I mean, just impressive move. Almost $25. That is wild. All right. So all-time highs there, friends, is being created this morning. You don't have nothing above that. Towards the bottom, you do have your highs and lows. I am going to mark down the recent all-time highs, which is right here, 67.97. We'll slam that one there, and you're pretty set. You do see some flirting going on in the morning in the pre-market already around that 67.97. You do want to have that level down as well. All right, excellent. Let's see what our moderators are watching. And I see Andrew's ready to go. He's communicating here in chat, so he's getting ready to trade live. I saw Brian, I think, earlier as well. So we're getting ready to rock and roll here. Let's see what our team is watching this morning.
All right, so our moderators have got their lists in, and they are starting to watch a lot of the same stuff. So you take a look at the list. If you see something you like, feel free to watch it for yourself. We'll start with Thor, who's watching the market indices, the SPYs and the Qs. The Magnificent Seven is sort of sticking to the headliner type stocks, which is not a bad thing to do on a day like today. Megan's going to be watching Tesla, PLTR, and the SPY. Jared's going to be watching Tesla, Nvidia, Sava, quantum and crypto stocks overall. Yeah, why not? Everything with quantum in the name seemed to be moving this morning, so might as well watch them. Mike is just going to be watching Tesla and Nvidia, Avi, the Magnificent Seven, plus AMD. Pierre is going to be watching SMCI, Tesla, Nvidia, and Mara. I've got no IPOs or SPACs to tell you about this morning, so that's pretty quiet. Not a surprise on a week like this. Who else we've got? We've also got Lenny, who's going to be watching Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, PLTR, and Robinhood. Phil's going to be watching Tesla, Nvidia, Mara, and the SPY. Brian is going to be watching Tesla, AMD, NNE, not one that we've talked about, Nano Nuclear. I remember them. Google and Amazon. I'm going to be watching my top three as usual: AMD, Nvidia, and Tesla. Plus, I'll just keep a side eye on PLTR, of course, sitting at these all-time highs like we were talking about. SMCI, Mara, and Sava. Andrew, last but certainly not least, will be watching SMCI, Tesla, PLTR, MSTR, and Mara. And in fact, he's not even last. Paris is just in with his list, just waking up, taking that sleep out of his eyes and fixing his hair. He's getting ready for the market, watching Nvidia, SMCI, PLTR, RKLB, and Tesla. By the way, guys, I'm pretty excited. We like to pick on Paris, just because every time before he comes onto the microphone and the camera, he's like, I've got to fix my hair. And we tease because we love. That's what we tell him. But I'm going to get to see the process live and in person when we're in Colombia, because we're sharing a room, and I'm looking forward to that. That really, honestly, more than almost anything else, I just want to see what happens. Let's see the magic. Because I mean, look, like not like I do anything. I have no idea. So yeah, it'd be exciting. If you're really lucky, guys, I might even be able to like snap a sneak picture of him with some bedhead. now he's not gonna hang out with me anymore. But anyways,
he might change his roommate now.
I know,
friends.
I know.
I see Andrew on. Brian. Good morning. Brian should be joining us any second as well. Good morning, guys. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Oh, I think Andrew might be on mute.
Oh, sorry, guys. Good morning.
Oh, there we go.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Excellent. Excellent. So today is a day that market is getting all-time high. We are richer than yesterday. Brian, are you happy?
I am happy. I am groovy.
Mark
I'm feeling
SPY
groovy.
is making all-time high. Why the bond market is going up significantly? TLT is up 2%. Was there
Yields
I actually missed
no, yields must be down this morning.
2% TLT
Something
is
else.
up. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like, is there a number about inflation or anything came out or something? Because that's a lot. Yeah,
No inflation
TLT
numbers.
is
Yeah.
Yields are down this morning, but I mean, who knows? Short and weak, right? Everything's a little weird this week.
Yeah,
Yeah, it could be.
today is amazing. Like, we are super rich, obviously.
Yes.
401k, your 401k doings are amazing today. Bitcoin didn't hit the 100,000. It did test the 100,000, but it's now pulling back. DJT isn't really doing anything. I think I'm going to look at PLTR. It trades really well. Tesla is up, break of 52-week high. So it's not very far from all-time high. So Tesla is going to probably go on soon all-time high. So things are pretty good for everybody who owns something. Oh, Trump treasury pick. Yeah, you're right, Paras. That might be Trump treasury pick. So he's a very qualified person. He's a billionaire hedge fund manager. So I think that's one of the reasons that. No, it's in Wall Street. They had a really good, conviction that now we have someone really qualified for Treasury Department. It is qualified. So I was reading some news in Bloomberg and CNN. Actually, everybody's happy from Treasury Department pick. So that could have an impact. People are pretty happy with that one.
All the rich people are happy.
No, generally, I mean, even the first rounds, like everybody kind of said that one of the best picks was Treasury Department. Steve Mnuchin was also pretty, professional Wall Street people. They understand the thing. So that is so even people who don't like the President Trump, they think that Treasury Department is a good selection. So I think that's why you're right, Paris.
Perfect. Great. All right. Well, I'm just looking through Bookmap here. See, Tesla got some orders above. Nvidia's not looking that interesting today. Of course, Nvidia had earnings last week, and basically it ended the week pretty much where it started. So really, at the end of the day, there was absolutely no movement in Nvidia on the earnings. SMCI seems pretty still bidding it up.
SMCI seems kind of exhausted in terms of NVIDIA. That's why I'm not really keen into SOXL anymore. It looks like SMCI is in play. Tesla is really interesting. Tesla 52-week high is 360 and all-time high is 414. So I wouldn't be surprised to this week or next week. Before the end of this year, we're going to back to all-time high in Tesla. That's very, very impressive. IO and Q is up $33, 33, back to all-time high. Sava is getting destroyed. That's 80% down. This one is unbelievable.
Yeah.
This one was I think it was Alzheimer company or something.
Yeah, that was sort of a failed drug test. Wow, man, did it ever get whacked? Wow. Well, I have some. I'm back in your favorite stock, TNA.
Oh my God, TNA is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
TNA looks like it wants to go to all-time high, very close to all-time high.
I think.
IWM.
IWM, yeah.
IWM is almost at all-time high.
Yeah, TNA is ETF. It's a beta ETF.
All right, so 10 seconds to the open, guys. Again, I'm watching these four, waiting for first few minutes to see what's going to happen. SMCI, really good volume at the open. Let's see, it's a little bit extended from the VWAP now.
Yeah.
ELTR, no volume. SPY, Tesla dropped. What's the MSTR doing? MSTR also has a nice interesting volume. Change my code server again. It's a little bit. It's a little bit busy. All right, SMCI. It's a little bit extended from the VWAP.
Yeah.
Nvidia is
Picked up a
selling
bit,
off.
and now it's selling. Might get into this 35.50 area. Maybe not. It's really jumpy. Qs and SPY sold off a bit. Amazon. Well, keeping an eye on Amazon.
IWM is still strong. Yeah, SMCI is Tesla also rejected. MSTR rejected. Nvidia rejected. You're sure what?
I just said I got a notice that my data was disconnected. Okay, I'm long SMCI. That was weird.
Yeah, SMCI. I wanted to get long in there too. It just kind of missed the entry.
Yeah. Just long through 36.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Well, Amazon's taking off.
MSTR is going to go red. Wow. Yeah, MSTR is super strong. Getting an end. I'm looking for a better entry on MSTR. Keep an eye on Tesla. See what Tesla is doing. Tesla above 360, 150 might be a long. It's kind of consolidating Tesla now. Shit, MSTR is super strong.
MSTR or?
No, sorry. Tesla and SMCI. SMCI is super strong. Yeah, it's just I don't want to chase it now.
And then it was missed. NNE would have been a good rising devil trade. Oh, well, kind of missed that one, unfortunately.
Yeah, SMCI is good, but again, I kind of missed the entry on it. I don't want to chase it now. Let's see. SPY is coming back. Also looking at Tesla, potentially Tesla, if it comes above the VWAP.
I'll sell some SMCI 36.70. I think it's going to go to 37. Some big orders there.
Oh yeah, PLTR is popping off. Oh yeah, PLTR. Ah, shit, I missed PLTR.
Diddly doodly.
Diddly doodly. That's okay. Yeah, PLTR was super nice too. Oh, man, I missed PLTR. I didn't have it on my chart. It's okay. 4 minutes so far. Still have time. We're gonna get a lot of opportunities. IWM back to all-time high, huh? PLTR is gonna go to 68.
Here we go. Here we go.
PLTR is
37. 37. Hey, give me 37. There you go.
Wow, huge ask at 37. Rejected that.
There we go.
37.50. Yeah, popped up really crazy on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I got a note, Phil, 37.20. Well, now it's going to pull back.
ELTR potentially could be a good place to enter if it pulls back. Nvidia is still going down. Market, yeah, SPY is going to go back up to 600, which is the all-time high. Tesla couldn't come above the VWAP. I'm looking at PLTR, guys, now. Let's see if we can get an entry for the break of 68. Yeah, I'm getting a long on PLTR, guys, 67.60. Let's see if we can go through 68. Above 67, 80, 90, maybe I add more.
Yeah, I'm long some Amazon calls. It's nice. Take that.
Some calls.
Kind of missed that pop there.
Yeah, I need a little bit more on PLTR. Let's see if we can get the pullback on PLTR. It's a little bit extended, but FOMO is real. What SMCI doing? SMCI not a bad idea too. Just get a pullback on SMCI.
All right, just going to sell some at 315 at Amazon. The Amazon calls are November 29th, 200s.
All right, at PLTR is going up, guys. I'm having a PLTR. Let's see if we can go for the 68. Yeah,
Wow.
Let's see if it goes to 68. PLTR on a daily chart is at all-time high. We missed a good entry on it. Let's see if PLTR can go toward 68.
Ching, ching. Okay, I'm looking at SMCI here, see what I'm going to do with the rest of it. I don't have a lot left. Blew out a lot of it when we went through 37.
I might get out of PLTR. PLTR is not actually fun, getting a little bit dangerous. See, that's the problem of a bad entry on PLTR. So when you enter a little bit near the highs, I'm going long SMCI, 37. I might get out of this PLTR. I'm long SMCI at 37. Let's see if this time wants to go up.
It's got some big orders at 38.
PLTR.
If you look at Bookmap, if you look at my Bookmap right now.
Yeah, PLTR. I'm getting out of PLTR, guys. dangerous. I stopped out on PLTR. Is now making an engulfing, so I got to stop out. Let's see what SMCI is doing. See the problem of chasing at the highs. This is the problem of chasing. Like PLTR might come back up, but now it's 5 minute becomes like an engulfing. This is very dangerous. Let's see if SMCI can go higher. SPY is hitting the new highs. IWM is 2% up. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. My TNA is looking good, if you know what I mean.
Did you get the TNA today or from Friday?
No, I had it from last week. Yeah.
See, PLTR is now actually 5 minute becoming like an engulfing pattern. That's dangerous.
Ooh.
Nvidia is also not great. Let's see if I survive the SMCI. Tesla is coming up. Tesla is interesting. I'm going to get a long on Tesla, 359.
Tesla's
I'm going to get a long on Tesla.
Yeah.
359. Let's see if Tesla can squeeze up a push. Tesla.
Okay, this is
long Tesla.
This is do or die for SMCI here. Let's see what it. See if it can push. We need Paris to tell us what the read the tape. Tell us what the future holds.
Market is popping up.
Let's see if Tesla turning around there.
Yeah, SMCI is popping up, guys.
Here we go.
Adding SMCI,
here we go.
720. I'm having also a big size on the Tesla, guys. Let's see if SMCI can go.
Didn't like that pullback. Ooh, I'm getting out of SMCI. I'm out of it. Yeah, I didn't like the way it. We had volume here, and we couldn't push higher.
Yeah, I rejected that.
I was
I'm
really
getting a stop
looking
down on
for it to
SMCI too, guys. I'm also SMCI. Tesla is this one that might squeeze up. So I'm long Tesla, guys. Adding more on Tesla. Yeah, the problem with this both SMCI and PLTR was they are at all time like very extended. So, all right. So Tesla, shit. Let's see if Tesla pops up. Yeah, Tesla is popping up nicely. I'm adding a little more on Tesla 360. Let's see if we can go for the high of the day. Both Qs and Spire going up. It's Qs at all-time high. Not yet. All-time high in Qs at 515.
All right. Selling some more Google calls to the 200s at 320 again. My entry on those was 280.
That's also.
Well, SMCI is dropping like a stone man.
Like yeah.
And any Peter, I know Peter likes to trade rising devils as well. Did you? I'm wondering if he took NNE. NNE was a nice rising devil trade.
All right, I had a couple of 2 losses, guys, on PLTR and SMCI, 2 really bad losses. Let's see if Tesla can pop up.
What's Jared? Jared is trading SMCI. Yeah, there you go. See, he told us where the target was, 37.50. Yeah, okay, Peter. Well, I'm disappointed. I was hoping someone would take it. AMD's popping up.
Come on, Tesla going up. Tesla break of this 361.50 could be nice. Break of high of the pre-market. What's Nvidia doing?
Son of a gun.
Okay, Tesla is going up.
Yeah, Tesla's
Tesla.
climbing a wall of worry there.
Long Tesla, guys. So let's see if we can actually. There is some these resistances and the moving averages and everything. So I want to see if we can actually go higher.
Andrew, you're leaving for Colombia tomorrow?
On Friday. I'll leave on Friday.
Friday.
So I won't be trading on Friday. Well, let's see. Mike Petro, very nice trade on RGTI. Very nice. See, guys, if Tesla can save us or not. SMCI and PLTR is coming back up. I don't know if I want to take another trade on them. Yeah, SMCI looks like it wants to go back up. The Tesla has this moving averages on 1 minute and 5 minutes. We'll see if we can break above that. AMD is, everybody's talking about AMD. Yeah, AMD was a nice breakout.
Yeah, AMD had a nice pullback. It looked a little weak going into the open, pulled back nicely, and then gave a nice pop. I had it on my watch list, but didn't trade it. That's what usually happens. You're usually looking at a bunch of stocks, and then 1 or 2 just sort of catch your eye.
Yeah, I'm getting a long in SMCI again. Let's see if SMCI can go at 3660. Let's see if this time let's go back up. The 5-minute pattern is not nice, but let's see one more time. SMCI, Tesla. I need to get out of Tesla. Oh yeah, Tesla seems that it's having trouble on
Wow.
Tesla.
Google's,
Yeah, probably got it.
Google's
PLTR is
looking
going to go
really
up too. PLTR could be another long.
good. Google's looking really good too, by the way. Long some calls on Google as well, 167.50s. Nvidia's getting punished. Oh yeah, look at that. Nvidia's down 250. Dang nabbit.
Tesla. I'm going to get out of Tesla, guys. Tesla. Yeah, I'm going to get stopped out on Tesla, guys. All that. Tesla is crazy. Let's see if SMCI can go above 37 again in 5 minutes.
Oh, that NNE is killing me looking at that. Damn, that was a good short. Got to stop looking at that.
SMCI. Come on, SMCI. Yeah, Tesla's going down, guys. Got out of Tesla. It's less dangerous. Nvidia is also rejected the VWAP. What's Bitcoin doing? 96. Let's see if SMCI was a very nice opening range breakout, but now Tesla most likely is going to go down the red. See if SMCI can go up. Market's still strong. SPY, Qs, IWM. Oh, Tesla's going to go red.
Hmm.
All right, SMCI. Let's see if the SMCI wants to go for the break of high of the day. I'm long on SMCI at 3670. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Adding a little bit more on SMCI. Let's see, break of pre-market high 3749. It's actually a daily level here on SMCI at 38.
Jared seems to feel this 3750 is a bugaboo level.
Well, he could be right.
I think Jared's rarely wrong.
But today is
Megan's
this one goes up.
Megan's swearing at Megan is swearing at Tesla. Ooh, look at that sell-off. Wow. That's pretty ugly.
On Tesla, yeah. Same as
look at that.
Nvidia, and they're super weak. Yeah.
Yeah, Nvidia's we're getting some pullbacks on everything, getting pullback on Amazon, getting pullback on Google, AMD, everything that's been going up is getting sold now.
Yeah. I have a big position, guys, on SMCI. If this one goes for the break of high of the day, it's going to be probably covering a lot of my losses. Come on, SMCI.
Come on, markets bounce back. You know you want to. I'm going to watch Tesla, see what it does on this bounce here. It's still quite a ways from PDC, previous day close.
MSTR, another written down. Oh shit, MSTR is setting up. Yeah. So, oh, there you go. SMCI 3750. Come on. Damn it. Guys, getting ready for the breakout on SMCI. 38 would be something that we get. Stop 12%. Nvidia is at S4. Come on, SMCI. I'm long, guys, heavy at SMCI. I want to see if you can break the 3750. Oh, there you go. So there's a big ask at 3750.
Yeah.
See,
There's a big ask. Big ask 3750. Big ask at 38.
to break up. Oh, there you go. I'm partially out, guys.
There you go.
38 is a very important level, guys. I'm partially
Yeah,
out. I'm
38.
very heavy size on it. Yeah. Let's see if we can get to 38.
Look at this. Look at this sell-off here. They just came down, grabbed all these shares down here, and then rode it back up. Took it back up. Wow, that's the way you do it, baby.
Harris, what did you call
Amazon.
on SMCI? Why everybody's so happy about you? Guys, yeah, let's see if SMCI can get to 38. 38 is a very important level because on October 30th is the high of the day on October 30th after the news of auditor came in. So I think 38 is we're gonna get into that.
Tesla's coming down to PDC.
Yeah, Tesla's gonna go red.
Well, 253, it'll bounce, or maybe dip below it and then bounce back up. And then watch it for a higher low and then rolling over to break PDC. Should have shorted it here. Should have shorted it right here.
All right,
That's
guys,
easy to
SMCI
read.
is gonna go to 38. Come on, 20 cents more. Must be a huge ask sitting at 38.
Okay,
I'm sure
Tesla
we're gonna see
PDC
it.
right now.
Happy to see it. Yeah, Tesla is heading down.
See, there's your bounce right off PDC. So predictable. See what it does here. See if it actually holds.
Oh yeah, Nvidia is also dropping really bad.
Yeah, AMD is really dropping hard. Amazon
Market is rolling over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add a little bit more on SMCI, guys. Here, my new average would be. Try to keep my average in just near 37. Oh, there you go. We're gonna go through 38. Oh, there you go. A huge ask at 38. That's what we want for the break of 38. There you go. We did. Selling more. That was a very good profitable trade. This is
nice.
what I wanted. Very nice.
Nice second grab on that. That was a good one.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Now I made all the losses back. That was a good trade. I started from 36 and I didn't partial all the way to 38. Let's see how much higher we can go. Did anyone took SMCI, guys? Did anyone in the chat, in the YouTube? Anyone? That was nice. Like I made all
Hey, I'm
those
short.
losses back.
I'm short Tesla with options. Wow, nice. Oh yeah, beauty. Beauty.
Nice.
All right. Got short the 352.50 puts, and now selling them. Woo! Love you, Tesla. I love you, Tesla.
I love you, Tesla, for sure.
Bye-bye, Nvidia.
Yeah, let's see what Nvidia. Now with this drop in Nvidia, there must be a good sell-off, bounce somewhere available. Obviously, 134 is the daily level. Right now, it's also sitting at a level. It's a few days ago in this doji. Yeah, it could be a potential. Now I'm looking at Nvidia for a potential reversal, guys. Same as Tesla.
Okay, selling some more Nvidia. The Nvidia puts. There we go. 960. Oh, you baby.
Guys, Nvidia, I'm selling partially more Nvidia, guys. A very profitable trade for me. I made all those losses back. See,
You
you
mean
need one
SMC,
really trade, guys. Yeah. Sorry, SMCI.
you mean SMCI?
Yes, sorry. Yeah.
Don't be sorry.
Yes.
Be grateful. Be grateful to the market gods
SMCI.
giving us all these awesome trades.
Very, very nice,
This
guys.
has been a really good morning.
All right, SMCI 3843 on the daily chart. What are we gonna get that? Yeah, 40 might be something. Yeah, it's breaking all these levels. It's gonna go up. 40 might be. I still have oh, beauty. Oh, beauty. Nice. Partialing out more. Very nice. That's a very nice trade. Again, guys, this is very important. Like I had, losses on Tesla and PLTR, but you can really make those losses back if you get a good 3-to-1 risk to reward. I'm going to get back into PLTR, guys, long at 67. PLTR is also coming back up.
Yeah, this 40 level looks like a gap fill from back in early October.
Well, that's
SMCI.
pretty nice. Yeah, exactly. Tesla is bouncing back. Tesla had this level. Yeah, I wish we were getting to this level. Nvidia is also kind of a level down here at 137.16. See if they're bouncing.
Mara sold off right from the open. Maybe making a comeback now. Could be a 920 trade. The 20 moving average is right at 26, which is pretty close to PDC. So I would expect a rejection at that level if it gets up to 26. Could be a short.
All right, PLTR is also coming up, guys. All right, so I'm long, guys, on PLTR as well. Let's see if PLTR is going to go up to 67.50. Things are doing pretty good.
A long time. What did you do, Paris? Paris toy. Look at that. See, he took SMCI too. Nice. You are the man. Uh-oh. You got Jared trading against you now.
Yeah. All right, guys. PLTR, guys, is popping up. I'm partialing some PLTR at 67.50.
Joining Paris on that short. We're kind of getting in late.
Short or long? Which one?
Short on SMCI.
No, I'm actually adding back more on PLTR. I think PLTR has the room to go break off half the day. Yeah, I'm thinking of adding back on PLTR.
Just going to cover. I'm going to cover it here at 37.87. This is the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. might hold here and bounce.
Jared is shorting. SMCI.
or it might not. So just I didn't get a great entry, so I just made it a scalp.
I'm adding a little bit more on PLTR. I'll be back in a second, guys. Sorry. If anyone wants to come, Paris, if you want to come online, I just need to take 5-minute break.
Okay, SMCI trying to bounce the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart back up through 38, just as I almost expected it would. What's Tesla doing? See, look at that. Look at that bounce right off 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. Look at that. Paris, get the helicopter going. There you go. Can't be. It's not the same unless the fan's going. All right. Well, SMCI couldn't. That bounce was a little bit suspect. We'll see. It looks like it wants to head lower now. The VWAP and the 20 EMA are down around 36.90. All right. Still waiting for Paris to see if he can get a connection here. We're probably waiting to see if that can happen. So,
Okay, me, Brian.
Oh, I can hear you now. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm back, guys. So I am all out on SMCI, though I think it can go to 40, but I'm all out on SMCI.
Yeah.
It
It's
is.
really holding here.
SMCI was a great grab you by the face trade. It was very good tape on it.
Nice.
So PLTR, Tesla was a very good short from the 360 area. I didn't take the Tesla short, but
Yeah, I got that one when it was sinking and broke down through through PDC. That was got that one with options. That was really nice, worked out.
yeah. And one thing that I was very heavy short biased was Nvidia. I was really wanted to short the 140 to 40 area. That area was very interesting, but at the open, the prices were skipping a lot. It was like 50 cents up and down on the first minute candle. So I did not get into it, but then it got too extended for me to manage my risk. So I didn't take any trade on Nvidia either. But SMCI was good. SMCI worked out really nice. So
Yeah,
Nvidia
I
is
got
a
that on the initial open too. I grabbed that as it started to break out. So that worked out real well. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. I think I can share my screen in the chat room. I don't know if I can share my screen on the YouTube. So let me share my screen in the chat room at least. Yeah, SMCI is coming back up, guys.
Yeah, it's looking nice.
It can go to 40 today, but I'm all out on it.
Yeah, there's another big order here at 39. You can get there. We're getting a kind of a bounce back on the Qs and the SPY.
Yeah, and one of the things that you wanna, learn from this, right? People who are in the chat room or who can see my trades live, it's okay to get stopped out and get back in. This could have easily sold off to 35, and holding that doesn't make sense. You have to manage your risk. So on my first trade, though it worked out really nice for me, but then it stopped me out. And then, once I got stopped out, it's like there was the buyers again stepped in, because that stock would have, like, the price would have easily dropped another 50 cents, a dollar against me, and I wouldn't been able to manage my positions well. So you have to understand that, take a stop out, and if things change, you can always get back in. It's very easy. The liquidity is great, the commissions are cheap, and you can always get back in when things confirm. So one of the things that people struggle with is that they want to be right and they hold on to the positions, and
Yeah.
most of the time it would work in your favor, but one time it doesn't, and you'll literally
Get
give a
wiped
lot
out.
of your profits back.
Yeah.
So the reason I was short biased on Nvidia is, look at this chart. Look at this. First of all, look at this chart on this thing. 140 36 area, 140 30 area. People who can, people who are in the chat room should be able to see my screen. So people who, the 142 30 area was, it sold off so bad on Friday. It sold from 147 to 142, right? And then 142 36 area was, it held for close to, I don't know, uh 13 3 or 4 hours. These are 30-minute candles. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9, which is close to 4.5 hours. And 4.5 hours it was actually below this 142.36. And if you look at this, ideally when a stock sells off and the buyers are actually want to step up, what you want to see in the pre-market is, that the seller right here, the seller, on at that 142.36 area, this area should actually, the buyer should step up and actually hold this price around here. If it doesn't, that means it's a very, even after selling this much, the buyers are not strong enough to gap up a little bit, like 50 cents or $1 out of it. And that is a huge selling indication. That is, and I was talking about it in the exact same manner in my weekly review sessions on yesterday, that Nvidia is weak, or even on every time frame, and it has to sell, and then eventually it would come back to this 130 area. 130 area is when it would start chopping around, and semiconductor itself is weak on the weaker side. So yeah, I couldn't capture it because 1 minute was very bouncy, like $1 up and down. Watch the tape around this. I don't like managing, like not being in a position that I'm not able to manage well. But I really wanted this level 142.36, 142. Like if it pops and drops, that's where I go aggressive. but it never matched my playbook. If it doesn't match, though I was short biased and I missed the move, but it never set up the way that I wanted to see. And if it doesn't set up the way that I wanted to see, I don't have a FOMO on missing out on Nvidia, because it did not set up the way that I can manage my risk efficiently. And it's okay to miss on those moves, because if your setup happens and if your playbook happens and that's where you do not take the trade, that's where you should be questioning yourself that, you know what, why did I miss that trade? But if the setup never happens, it doesn't bother me.
Short Tesla again. There we go. It's coming
You're short
down.
Tesla. Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tesla, I was
Just
talking about it in the yesterday session as well, that I would want to play the 355 if 355 holds, and I want to use that bounce, but it was already gapped up to 362. I was looking for 355 to 362, 363 area, but now it's coming back. But the major change in character will happen if it drops below this thing 345. I don't think it should drop below 345, because 345 was a real buyer that came in on Friday. But great shot, Brian. Great shot.
there we go.
Very good
Yeah,
shot.
just covering. Yeah, I just rebought those 352 puts and
Nice.
selling them now at selling them now at $10. Ooh.
Yeah, Tesla is weak today.
It's like, oh yeah. Q's and SPY taking another leg lower here. It's funny, the IWM's holding up pretty well right now. I've sold some of my TNA
Oh, SPY is
from
selling
last
off.
week. Yeah,
SPY is weak. What is Apple doing? Apple was yeah, it gapped up above the important level. So
oh wow, oh man. I'm just selling some more 1045.
very good shot, Brian. Very nice shot.
Yeah. This skins really get a nice return with just a few options.
Yeah, Nvidia is selling off too, really heavily.
Yeah, I'm not watching Nvidia, but this morning just didn't look. Oh yeah, look at that. Where are we coming down here? Where did you figure? 130s? We're getting into a daily moving average here with 50.
Yeah, Nvidia going to 132, 130. That's very weak.
Yeah, 132 is a low from early November, end of October.
And it makes sense. It so much makes sense for it to go. This is
I think Thor is shorting the SPY too. I think he shorted it when we popped up here this morning.
yeah. Nvidia is very nice. Short, guys. People who took it. Anybody took Nvidia all out? Not trader. Nvidia short. Very nice. Very nice, Hannah.
You can use. You don't have to short Nvidia. You can use NVDAS. I think. Or is that? Yeah, that's an F. Yeah, you can use NVDAS. That's a 1.5 times sort of like an ETF.
A lot of opportunities today for trading.
There were a ton of opportunities. Oh yeah. I mean, this NNE trade is killing me because it was just a really nice rising devil setup. Could have got a couple bucks out of that. SMCI, nice breakout, nice secondary run. Google and Amazon had nice run-ups.
SMCI I got much bigger than I thought I would, but turned out well.
Good
So
job
that's why I'm.
on yeah, good job on Tesla, Suzanne. She got short at, I'm assuming you says 260, but I'm assuming you're saying 360.
Oh wow, yeah, very great shot. I would have
Very
loved
nice.
shorting Tesla to 360 as well. I was watching Tesla,
Yeah.
and
North Trader sorted Nvidia, nice one. See, guys, all you guys in the out there on YouTube, glad you could join us this morning. But you can also join us live, trading in the room here. Okay, take advantage of. Don't get the. You don't get the 10 or 15 cent or 10 or 15 second lag in broadcast time.
yeah, I was also watching Rocket Lab RKLB, and that turned out to be a really good trade on the short side. I was actually long biased on it. I was thinking it would continue to and break the 27 from 2550, but it never gave me an opportunity. Like it never showcased buyers, and I never took it. So, and that's the understanding of having a plan. It's not just about going in, getting out, looks weak, let's short, go long. You should always have a plan. That what do you plan on? What are you looking to trade? The stock was gapping up. Now it's actually completely reversed, but it was gapping up with a good volume in the pre-market, but never showcased interest after the market opened. It actually the sellers took over. Ideally, when the things go gap up, they continue to go higher. But I could take a case where it was too extended on a daily time frame, which would lead to selling. But yeah, stocks are like in the current scenario, a lot of stocks feel like they're too extended, but it doesn't mean that
Yeah.
it becomes a short automatically.
No. The market is fairly richly priced for sure, and this just feels like people are just piling in now.
Yeah, MSTR dropped as well. I think MSTR has
Yeah.
another leg lower to. So I don't trade the Bitcoin or the crypto stocks or the crypto industry. But help me with this, Brian. Everything is going up in the crypto side. Why did
Yes.
MSTR drop? Was it just because it was too extended? Because MSTR is basically a gameplay of the crypto side, but crypto never crashed. But why did MSTR crash?
I think because it's really richly priced, even if when you think of, wow. Well, right now, Bitcoin is sort of crashing where we've really sold off here this morning. It's down at 95,400. So this is the thing about Bitcoin. It's extremely volatile. So, you just have to, if you're going to hold Bitcoin, you just have to have the stomach to be able to, to take these big not big losses per se, but these big moves, these volatile moves in the price of the coins. So, it's probably going to bounce back here, but, they're saying sort of MSTR was the ultimate in financial engineering of your price, because every time the price of MSTR goes up, my sailor can say, "Oh, I'm just going to buy more Bitcoin," and of course, the more he buys, presumably the price goes up, and then his stock price goes up. But his stock price has gone up a lot more than, say, the value of the underlying, and I think it just got really extended.
Gotcha.
But I mean,
Very nice.
If his whole company is based on holding Bitcoin, and he just keeps buying Bitcoin, he basically is supporting the price of the underlying and supporting the price of his stock.
I agree. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because though it's a play of Bitcoin, but they were too extended from compared to the Bitcoin price as well.
Yeah.
I think SMCI is gonna go, guys. SMCI has another leg higher, and
Yeah,
I'm
I think you're
thinking
right.
if I
Just
should
looking.
get in.
Yeah, I was just looking at that too.
SMCI is gonna go to 40.
Yeah, shit, it's too late. I'm not going to chase it now.
Yeah. See this? Wow, what a pop!
Mhm. Well, you can see
SMCI
on
is
Bookmap here, you can see the orders here, and you can see the volume that we just moved through it. And here's your big order at $39.50 and $40 here as well. So
SMCI is I think it's gonna go to 40 today. Very nice tape on it
seems
as
to
well.
be. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that pop attracted 1.5 million shares, and now it's trying to hold higher. It would do a pullback, which is normal, but every selling that the players who are hitting the bids, they have been absorbed. So
Yeah.
which is a very bullish sign. The tape is very bullish, guys. Yeah, now there's a big seller. Let's see if it drops. Nah, it did not.
Yeah, we're just watching here's SMCI. Kind of funny here. Pulling back a bit. There's still that big
Yeah,
order
which
at
is
$40.
yeah, this is a good pullback. Let's see if the buyers are being absorbed here. Oh, sorry, sellers are being absorbed here. $46. I'm taking a long, guys. I'm taking a long on SMCI. Let's see if it starts stepping up.
Yeah.
Nope, it dropped the 46 bid. I want to see it hold. It did not hold. Okay.
It's back at the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart, which is usually support. So let's see if it holds.
Yeah, it's against
some orders
this stepping down. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
There's
I
some
want to
orders
see
there
some.
at 38.
Okay, I'm getting
There's a
out.
big
guys.
order at There's a big order here at 38. I guess
I'll
I'm
get back
thinking they're
in.
going to go down.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
get
thinking
back
they're
in if
going to
it comes
fill
back
that.
up. But yeah,
I'm thinking they're going to try to fill that order at 38.
I want to see a stepping up case.
Hey, Brian in Paris, just letting you know
Yes,
and
sir.
chat know that Jared is coming on at 10:30, and he's going to talk about growth stocks dominant into
Jared.
late stage bull market.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So 10:30, right?
10:30.
Okay,
Awesome.
here you go.
Stay tuned.
Something to look forward to.
So I'm back long on SMCI, guys. I'll add heavy above the 3860 area. Let's see if it holds here or it drops. Yeah, I see
Still
buyers, but
thinking
the
it's
sellers
gonna-
keep taking over.
I see this 38 level as an area where they want to take it and pick up shares.
Yeah, I'm out. Not worth it. Yeah, I give 20 cents back on that. So it needs to wait.
Yeah, see, look at, here we go. We get 38. There we go. See, look at, they're filling those orders now.
So what is Apple doing? Apple actually broke out of 230.
There we go. So they're filling those orders. There they are. They just blew through them. Now there's another orders popped up there at 38, 37.90. Oh, there's
Oh, did you short it?
some more maybe. No, didn't.
Oh.
Could have, I guess, but I knew it was going to this. They were going to fill these orders here. There's more orders down here. They may take it down even 37.50.
What is Tesla doing right now? It's trying to hold. Nvidia is actually trying to step up a little bit. MSTR is crazy. MSTR is coming back up. It's above the VWAP.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's a real meme stock. They just going to keep buying it. I'm long at SMCI now. I'm just going to at 38. Let's see see if we can come back up now.
So Omar, you have a question. How do you high percentage of my trades is get out on my break even after the first partial? How could I treat this? My partial didn't give me any profit, just a few dollars, but some trips. So a lot of trades, Omar, is you will be in that situation where it would move in your favor and they'll stop out. But you also want to question yourself that after getting stopped out, did it continue to move in your favor, or just stopped you out because it's at break even? Because how quickly you wanna, if you are scalping and it moves 20 cents and then you move your stop loss to break even, that's not gonna help you. You'll have to let the stock breathe. And if you are actually giving enough space and let the stock run, and then setting up at break even later, then it makes sense. But one of the things that I highly recommend doing is always put your stop loss. It doesn't have to be break even. It always have to be a technical stop loss where you are actually proven wrong on the trade. And those are the areas that you want to actually understand and see if it makes sense to keep that stop loss, because a lot of times it's a good way of risk management where you let it pop and then it stops out at break even, and but you will have to let your trades run when it actually starts working in your favor, and that's where you make big money. It's like the same thing that Avi talks about, right? 80-20 rule. It's the 20% of the trades that are going to make you those profitable. They're going to be big names, big trades for you. But 80% of the time it's going to be, you're going to just keep your register ringing and stop out at break even and then get back here and there, a few dollars here and there. But those are those 20% of the trades that you're actually looking to run on them and have a big profits on them. That would make a difference in your trades.
So it's still waiting for SMCI to do something, stop out around 38.80.
Yeah, I feel now SMCI is done. I think at 39 was rejected and now no 40. Yeah. I think now it's done. If it comes back above this 38.25 area, then I'll think about going again. But now the character seems like it's changed and the buyers are not stepping up. Actually, the sellers are stepping down. So
yeah, actually, I think I'm going to get out of it. talking about? Getting out of it. Just lost my.
Yeah, and it's perfectly okay to take a stop out. Giving
Yeah.
up 20 cents, 25 cents on this thing, and just not being stubborn about your trades, because if one or two trades that would work in your favor, you'll make up for everything on that. And today the same happened with Andrew. He lost in so many trades, but one good trade actually brings him back into business and actually make it very profitable for him.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a good time to transition over
Awesome.
to Jared.
Perfect.
Awesome.
That's
So
great.
let's
So
have Jared, the man of the hour, is here. So let's and let's
let's see
listen to
what.
Jared. I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And all people on YouTube for joining us this morning. I guess we're going to stick with them while Jared's doing the presentation. Is that correct, Brent?
That's correct.
All right. Well, all right, guys. Jared's always got some great advice. So look forward to hearing what he has to say. So we're going to drop off and turn it over to Jared. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.
Perfect.
Hope you had
Thank
a
you,
good
everyone.
morning. Cheers.
All right. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Paris. I'm going to go ahead and get my screen going here. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's having a great trading session so far this morning. We've had quite a bit of good volatility for a shortened trading week Monday, so that's always nice to kind of see. And I figured the shortened trading week, we could kind of discuss it really briefly. The market overview topic of today, I'm kind of sticking with where are we in the larger bullish cycle, and what are we seeing characteristically that has been in play versus what that implies maybe for the future of the overall indices. And as I look at the S&P this morning, we can obviously observe that a new cash market all-time high was made. So 6020.75 is our new benchmark high. Not a great closing yet, but the session's still open, so we still got some time here to maybe turn it back around. And more importantly, our weekly expected move, which this is more towards just the SPX. We were able to achieve about 75% of it today. So that's really good for, I would say, like capturing what the weekly volatility expects the market to do. You'll notice that the high of the session versus maybe where we closed on Friday last week, that's about 75% of what the option market expects. And in total, the option market really only expects about plus or minus 1%, maybe 1.1% total. That can obviously go in both directions, but so far we started with a bit of a gap up open, and arguably they are selling into it. So we'll kind of see how the session proceeds here as the daily candle is getting smushed on my screen right now. So all in all, a good morning kind of rally. We're obviously seeing the all-time highs give us a little bit of pressure, and some market auction theory behind that, but that's left for the intraday traders to figure out. As far as the title and topic is concerned, I figured we'd kind of look across the market and really observe what's been in play, and we're still very, very much on the what's bullish side of the market. So since we last spoke, we were kind of talking towards crypto and sort of this move back into maybe higher risk, definitely higher yield, certainly more towards growth metrics. And all of those plays have performed. Regardless of some of the volatility we've been seeing, these stocks are technically up quite large in November. And this is definitely a view more towards the weekly and maybe even the monthly performance. We've seen huge sort of engagement and involvement from volume perspectives on crypto names. Coin. Mara is actually kind of neat because it's got a little bit of a range in place, and we might be able to hopefully traverse the remainder of that range over the next couple of weeks. And then, of course, the sort of the man of the hour, even though it had its topping event last week, MSTR, which since we started to really key in on this name is up significantly. We basically doubled from some of the earlier entries that we've reviewed in the chat room. And net, this thing is up huge on the year. You really have to give it some cadence here because the year started back in maybe the 50s or the 40s. And even at today's prices, we're talking about 500% year to date. So huge overall performance, and obviously periods of heightened performance and heightened volatility. Now, this theme is continuing, but you'll notice that we're starting to shift a little bit into some of the gappers this morning. And my watch list this morning kind of highlights where we're looking. We're starting to see quantum names or quantum computing names actually take the baton. And those stocks are starting to become the more volatile candidates. Now, obviously, a gap up open doesn't mean we buy these things on the intraday session, but we're starting to see the same trend characteristics. We're seeing huge weekly, turnaround signals. We had QUBT last week, which is another name in the space, and really we're just kind of finding these candidates as they show up on our list. But all in all, these are all stocks to keep an eye on, whether you're contrarian or you're scouting things like exhaustive highs, which a lot of them are offering that on these wide pullbacks, or you're looking to find a long and maybe looking for pullbacks to get into these trades. Very much towards the what is performing right now. And arguably all of these names are going to be ones to keep an eye on. That kind of comes from a more top-down approach, and it's towards this theme that in very significant bull cycles, there's usually going to be a pattern of how the market moves money around. And what we've been noticing in the chat room is that our tech stocks are still holding well. They're very much near their all-time highs. But what got the tech stocks up this year and the semiconductor space in general has been starting to underperform. Rallies right now don't feel as powerful. The upswings are often getting sold into. And some of our leadership, Nvidia, for example, we're seeing these reactionary highs made, across an earnings period. And then if we're just observing today, they're getting sold into. So it isn't quite the semiconductors that are leading the tech market anymore. And while that can give us a little bit of trouble on the indices, maybe our NASDAQ starts to suffer over time, what's starting to become more impactful is the IWM. And you'll notice the IWM's, I would say, overall posture today is one that is ignoring any sort of general weakness. But it's also starting to percolate into growth names. And, maybe a good ETF to kind of keep an eye on. Some of the old favorites like ARKK, anything that kind of has an aggregate of these more tech heavy, but not necessarily semiconductor heavy names, stocks that are more towards cloud computing. If there is an ETF towards a quantum computing side, that would definitely be one to maybe add to your list. I don't currently have a ticker for that at the moment. And across the board, just really seeing anything sensitive to I would say a a falling yield environment, which is ironic because our yield products, anything in the bond market, have been extremely volatile, such that it's very difficult to kind of track these day by day. You'll notice that 10-year yields right now are down significantly on the session. And yet there was a huge reversal back in October and November that kind of preceded this. So our volatility across both the, I would say, rate side of the market and how that impacts, I would say, posturing risk on or risk off has been kind of a day by day and more week by week approach. But there have been some characteristic shifts that really haven't hit the indices yet. So looking at this more towards the cyclical approach, whenever growth starts to become a leader in the marketplace, that is usually one of the last stages of a larger bull market. And what's important to understand here is that we're not calling end of bull market. What we're calling is a slowing of the overall performance of the indices, such that money flow is going to be much more towards, I would say, high performance and that quick turnaround leading into the rest of the year, which is actually somewhat common. Some people call it window dressing at times because a lot of portfolios will shift into these sort of high flyers, just looking to capture performance that hasn't necessarily been expressed in these names. And when a lot of the indices are up 25%, it's hard to extrapolate another 5% out of the indices whenever this is already a very historic year for the S&P and the NASDAQ respective. So what that offers us as traders is basically picture perfect opportunities to play a lot of this intraday volatility in some of the high flyers. And, no matter which way you're taking a stock, there's going to be these big sessions, whether it be overextended highs or multi-day gap up rallies with a lot of, 10 or 15% day follow throughs. We're seeing it across the quantum names right now. So that's kind of why I'd say keep those on watch, because we could do the same thing and kind of repeat those patterns. But more so, we're going to hopefully see a few more of these, not so much in the names that we know, but more just new themes. Trying to keep abreast of all of them is challenging, but we've seen stocks like this, for example. So this was another key name in November where you can kind of tell what we're looking to see. It's almost like the stock has been doing nothing, and then it just kind of wakes up off of a lot of accumulation over time. Anything like Affirm and Upstart, these are usually some key names to focus on for growth. We saw Carvana play itself out and, arguably is still going. This name is not really pulling back to any large significance yet. We know it's risky up here, but it just kind of shows the posturing right now. And really, no matter where you look, it's been more focused on growth, whether it be, certain industries, anything that's AI adjacent. Quantum computing arguably isn't, but it has some of those high tech and sort of new tech approaches, and really just looking for that performance, of which these stocks can move very quickly, very aggressively, like in both directions. So tons for us to do as intraday traders. And I think what's good about this, if we're talking through the lens of what's hot and what's not, and thanks to the chat room, this is a quantum ETF that, as you can tell, made a new swing high. It's got some nice ABCD work on the daily and the weekly. What's important for this is, as intraday traders, we don't come into this session buying every gap up open. But as swing traders, we're looking to see, did they buy the previous pullbacks? Because there's obviously a lot of institutional demand in these right now. And as they continue to climb, we'll look for some of our gap up opens to be, very nice overextended pullbacks. But as soon as they get to those demand levels, we might be looking to flip and get bigger positions for the future. Knowing where the swing traders are versus maybe the momentum and breakout traders. It's kind of a combination of where we are on the session. So hopefully that's kind of helpful. Actions right now, I think, are just to become protective on running positions in the indices, especially ones that might have been engaged post-election. So far, we've gotten a test of the post-election levels. So the gap up open that happened after the Tuesday results were in place. But we're also seeing a lot of back and forth in these upper ranges. So if this becomes a bit sideways and we're seeing better breakouts across the names that I've described, or maybe some new themed names, then we're going to put our focus there as traders. But it also means that we can look at the indices just from a sideways and holding perspective and not quite bearish yet. It's basically hard to call bear when you're making new highs. So definitely kind of be agile. Volatility is heightened during this time, even though it is a shorter trading week this week. And usually what this means is traders can often underestimate the volatility, because when it comes back against them, they're still thinking in terms of what occurred and not the effect, especially when it comes to location of price. So be careful with your entries, but be looking for those key pullbacks, play off of highs and lows as best we can, and really just kind of view it from the lens of, if it can pull back 20, 30% just to make a new swing low, sometimes we can replicate those trades as contrarians and waiting for the right pullback to set up, obviously for something a bit of a position. So that's what I see. I think it's a marker for what's in store for the rest of the year. And as we move into December, we'll kind of see how the indices react to it, because that money has to be coming from somewhere. The question is that sort of new liquidity, or are they rotating around in, I would say, stocks that have done their performance and maybe looking for something a little bit more risky in the growth names? So, okay, so I'll start with YouTube here and look for any questions. Couple of questions about VWAP. Probably skip those, those are a bit out of theme for me. Question in the chat room. Do you have any source of an upcoming momentum trade earlier than later? So momentum usually comes after a pullback. And when you're in a bullish order flow, or you have bullish market structure, you're expecting the next move after the pullback to be a new swing high. So most of the time we're talking bullish momentum. Let's just look at a stock like IonQ. How does this stock move day by day? And what we can see is that when the stock pulls in, usually to around the daily 9, the 21 is kind of the breaking point of the overall trend. After it pulls in, the next move is not only to the upside, making a new high, but it's also faster to the upside. 5 days of pullback can be erased with 1 or 2 days of upswing. This is what most people would say is good momentum, because you're not only following a general trend, but every time you push, it's bigger than the pull. And what we're trying to do as positional traders is buy those pullbacks, to give ourselves a little bit of price protection and, hopefully avoid the next round of pullback, be a little safer in our entry. But it's also true that we're targeting the next swing high, whether it be the expansion beyond it or just the actual high. Because the idea is that every time a seller attacks these stocks from the highs, those sellers are weak. They haven't really changed anything about the trend. They just got some of the downswing, and they're not really protecting their positions, nor does the selling protect them in the first place. So now what can happen is the momentum pushes you away from those areas. So oftentimes you do have to come back. It's called mean reversion or just trend pullbacks in general. But the flow of money there is clear. And we're really just trying to follow it as best we can when it's ready. So you usually do have to be waiting, because you'll see the push, you'll trade that momentum, but then you have to wait for a pull in order to get your next swing position. So it can be challenging because you want to buy, but it's extended, and you have to somewhat be patient, wait for the next round. So let's see. Questions on YouTube. What are your thoughts on XLRE? You're surprised to see it go up on the session. Well, I did just mention how rates right now are falling off very hard. This is highly sensitive to that. So you might want to compare the posture that rates have been in comparative to this sort of, I'll just call it a weekly pullback, because you've kind of been sloppy, for the past probably month and a half actually. So when rates are down significantly, it doesn't surprise me to see real estate up on the session. That's just very general approach for these two groups. It doesn't mean that that's going to hold. I'm just saying that that's when there's such a big drop in rates this morning, to see the real estate sector up, it shouldn't be too surprising. They're very inversely correlated. So. And can you explain how to analyze sector rotation? Not within the next 5 minutes, but I think one thing you could look up is relative rotation graphs. They offer those on websites like Stock Charts. They kind of compare the ratio of performance between sector groups that are leading, lagging, improving, and declining. So it's kind of this constant flow of something going up really strong and then often consolidating or just reaching a peak. And then during that consolidation, other stocks or other sectors take the lead. And that tends to be very healthy as long as the indices, your SPY, for example, if we can just have tech stocks leading and then financials leading and then healthcare leading, or if they're all leading around the same time, it's a very healthy market. And, healthcare bounced last week. Tech stocks haven't fallen off a cliff quite yet. They're kind of stalled out at the moment. And financials are actually very strong. I mean, as far as the best looking charts out there, financials have kind of an edge. So that basically tells me that the best sectors for the S&P are still holding. Therefore, the indice itself should be holding. The issue comes when there's a sharp decline in one or multiple sectors. And if those sectors are heavily weighted, then we can start to see larger sell-offs in the indices, and there's usually a lot more volatility. So that doesn't necessarily cover what I'm referring to with growth. That's a much larger, it's not even really a sector. It's almost just a cluster of stocks. But that concept is important to just kind of see the market as not bearish, but moving, flowing away from what we normally trade and looking at new things to buy, even if it's temporary. We're talking about trade right now, not investments. So that's the idea, and tracking it is usually a constant thing, usually week by week. That's all you really need to do. Okay, I will have to drop about 5 minutes early, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I hope everybody's had a wonderful trading session so far. Trade safe for the rest of the week. Remember, it's a shortened trading week. And as always, leave comments, let us know how we're doing over here on YouTube. But all in all, I hope everybody's having a wonderful November and moving into December. Bye for now.